There's a big tanky boy by the fireplace glow, with a laugh like thunder and a voice deep and low. He's got stories carved in the lines on his face, from the mountains he's climbed to each wild distant place. And his friends gather round as the embers burn bright, the shadows all dancing in the soft golden light. They know when he starts they'll be here for a while, 'cause his tales always end with a roar and a smile. Oh, tanky boy, spin your stories tonight. Let the fire spark the memories shining so bright. We're together, we're laughing, everything feels right. Living our life in the glow of the firelight. He tells of battles fought with nothing but will, of rolling like boulders down cold stony hills, of friends he once carried when the storms rolled in fast, and how every tough moment became a tale to last. Now the night air is warm with the sound of their cheer, every voice lifted up, every heart gathered near. In the circle of warmth all the worries feel small. This tanky boy's stories are bonding them all. Oh, tanky boy, spin your stories tonight. Let the fire spark the memories shining so bright. We're together, we're laughing, everything feels right. Living our life in the glow of the firelight. And the stars overhead seem to wink at the crowd, as the tanky boy boasts proud and humble and loud. They clap and they tease him, but they love every word. His tales are the heartbeat of nights like these shared. Oh, tanky boy, keep your stories alive, 'cause they carry us through and they help us survive. With our friends gathered close, feeling joyful and free in this life. By the fire there's no place we'd rather be.
Greetings! It is I, Exelios, and welcome back to Campfire Tales. I hope you've all had a wonderful day. And it appears I may have taken a slight detour somewhere. But anyways, we're here in a very spooky place. A lot of mist, a lot of clouds. But Aside from that, we have a nice crackling fire. You have a big old storyteller. And many other things going on tonight. I hope you've all been quite well. And while all else continues, you'll see what we have tonight. But, like always, we are going to chat a little bit and wait for a few more beings to show up and see who else comes in and who else would like to hear the stories tonight. Apparently, I'm not looking the right way. Oh well, it's the sash. It makes me think I'm always cockeyed. But all well. For all of you out there who at least have not been here yet, welcome to Campfire Tales. Welcome to where we tell stories to make dreams appear when you finally sleep. Here, where we sit around the warm campfire, relax, and let the day's pain and anguish slip away from us. Yes. Well, I wonder where everyone is. I know I sent out an alert. I think I did. Oh well. We will see what happens when people slowly straggle in. Until then, let us, anchor, local. Let us wander around this world just a little bit. And see what we can see. Hopefully, pretty soon, we'll have some beans coming in. And they will be able to share with us some of the camp tales and wonders. It is very strange, this world. A lot of tall trees, tree houses, and floaty crap. This world is quite interesting indeed. Lot of mysticisms, lot of hoo-has. But it is actually quite wonderful. It has a bit of mystery and mystique. Floating and flying will-o-wisps up in the trees. These giant glowing crystals that, well, they might hold some sort of ancient power or maybe not. But for all those there, I hope you, least of all you out there, are enjoying yourself tonight. And seeing what is what. Whoa, we have giant mushrooms. Let's hope they're not the kind that gives you a bit of a buzz. It appears to be some sort of bath. Oh, what is this? Oh, it is very pretty. Looks like that of a Roman bath. Like a giant outside Onosan. Very nice. Very neat. Oh. What are you? You go airborne. Whee! Oh. Choo. Oh well. Oh, there's a barking toad back there somewhere. Oh, hop on the rocks, hop on the rocks, hop on the rocks, hop on the rocks. Ah! More toads, stools, more flying rock crystals. Ooh! There appears to be a little cabin out here. Always be best when you're walking into a mysterious cabin in the middle of nowhere. Always strange things. If I wasn't sure, I swear I was being followed. Ooh, my. This is a nice little place. And it has a nice little area to sit and relax. Oh, and a very big comfy bed. Alright, let's see. Let us leave you there for right there. I'm going to go explore. Oh my. Lot of interesting things here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a big old bed that looks so comfy. And here by the fireplace, a big old honking couch. Oh, I bet this is very comfortable. Well, hello there. Isn't it a mocha cafe? Or should I say London? Or Lulu, depending on which and how you feel that day. With that whole fluidity thing. But first, if I can remember to do this correctly, I hope. And I swear if I accidentally hit the ban button, please tell me and warn me. I'm still learning. These, and these. There! Ha-ha! I didn't break the damn thing. Well, Landon, I hope your evening is doing well, and I hope a few of the stresses of the day are over. And hopefully, you were able to get some decent coffee today. Sadly, I used up all of the last of the smoked grounds I made. That just means I'm going to have to go buy some low-grade dunks, pull out the infuser, and make some more smoked coffee. This is very strange, but very fun. Low-grade? Hold up. What? You've never been to Aldi's? They have, the Aldi's near where I live, they will sell full pounds of unground dunks. Oh, Tinhead, I'll fight you. Oh, come on to the Celestial. Last time I checked, you're all tucked away in bed and not really caring. Bah! Lester, I have nothing to fear. I'm here. You're out there. I'm safe. Ha 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 ha. And knowing my big dumb mouth, I just opened a can of whoop-ass. And I can't cash. Oops. But, alas, how I wish you are doing well tonight. I went to the grocery store. The one that originally came from Germany. After World War II, surprisingly. I know. Since you are a bit of a lichen. As in, liking these nuts. Oh, I meant to say lycanthrope, but But I hope you've done well, and once again, I hope that the day has been well. But yes, there's a little trick. You can buy some of the unground dunks, put them in a, how do I put this? A hooded container. Yes, the store brand stuff. It tastes flat. It's like it's missing that little pop, that wonderful flavor that the fresh ground has. And more importantly, you can't buy the blasted munchkins separately either. You have to buy coffee and a box of munchkins. But I found out if I buy the Aldi stuff, the unground, the whole beans, non-ground, I can lay out a metal screen, put some smoking chips underneath, let them go when they're damp, especially if there's a heat source on the time. No, I did not see they released a Munchkins Christmas book this year. But I'm going to play the cautious because I know that since I'm on this side of the screen, I can easily fall face first into a certain bite of joke. It was unfortunately kind of cute. Oh, don't worry. If I ever get better at doing sculpting in Unity and Blender, who knows? You might see a little gremlin running around the background, going. But that would only happen after you got the first one out the batch. Why is this not working? Apparently, I done broke something again. When I have my camera here, my screen there, something freezes. Apparently, OBS done hates my armored ass. But, once again, Landon, welcome to Campfire Tales. I'm currently in a wispy woo. I can't talk. Wispy woo world called Starlit Hollow. It is very wonderful. It is spooky, mysterious, like a little glade out in anywhere. OBS hates everyone. Just be grateful I don't have 8-ball yet. Although that'd be kind of funny if I did get 8-ball and turned out this version actually liked to sit. And hated my armored ass. It'd be real funny go 8-ball. Will I have good today? No, Tanky boy, you're gonna get your lug nuts tightened. Woo! Although, coming up on the 23rd, I think that's one day I'm not going to look forward to. But anywho. Let us see. Alright. You know what? Tonight we're going to start off with one of our favorite stories here. Our whodunits. And for those who do not know what it is, a whodunit is simply a mystery story. But it requires you, the audience, to think, to ponder, to wonder, to use your skills of deduction to figure out who the culprit is. You will be given 5 suspects, a location, what was stolen, and possibly clues to help you along. You can ask questions, you can ask quandaries, but do try to let those little brains of yours, little cogs, turn and wonder. Tonight's first whodunit story is called Wheeling and Dealing. Out somewhere in the desert is an old car lot. Been there since the 70s, and boy oh is it tacky as hell. It is ran by none other than one and then none other as a man by the name of Danny Dielsen. His toupee is as cheap as his suit, and believe you me, he should have retired that suit 3 marriages ago. He runs it with his chief mechanic, Tom, the Newark mechanic, Jim, the head of finances, Lorelei, couldn't get that name out just right, and just recently, after his sort of expulsion from school, his son, Donnie. Well, there's not much that Danny doesn't love but a good deal. He's all like, come on down the daily deals and I'll make a deal. Bung, 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 bung. Well, there's another thing Danny does love. Beautiful cars. And if he doesn't own one, he will try to sucker you out of one if he wants it. And believe you me, this man is as oily as his hair. Happened to be Tom, the head mechanic, had just finished restoring a beautiful, beautiful classic car. Only one of 1,200 ever made. So this thing was the equivalent of unattainium. And of course, Danny wanted it. But Tom would not sell. Needless to say, Danny was real pissed. The one time, wheelin' dealin' Danny Dealson couldn't make a deal. But he did get the permission from Tom to present the car in the center of the showroom, as long as there was a sign posted, "Privately owned, not for sale." You see, Tom had been restoring this car for many years, including help from the other mechanic, Jim. Well, the only real problem was Danny wasn't the only one that was interested in the car. His little shithead son, Donnie, was too, only because he thought it was cool and it could be wrecked. One moment, I think something just happened. What is this? Cheap views on this. Oh, look at that! I've got a clanker! Look, London! I've got a robot! Do you know what we do the robots here on Campfire Tales? Come on, I bet you can guess. Please guess. Oh. Wait right there. Right there, little clinker. I have something for you. Where the hell did I put it? No, it's not over here. It's not over there. Oh, come on. I just had the blasted thing. Oh, come on. Fire it up. Ha-ha! I've got my bun gun. Guess what, Mr. Robot? Tomo origato, Mr. Roboto. You're banned. Fuck you, Tong. Ha! And that here on Campfire's Tales, that is how we deal with robots, clankers, and sometimes insurance salesmen. I don't mind occasionally robots. They help me keep down certain things. They help me fix certain things. But when they come up and say, "Hi, beep boop, would you like to watch some things?" Guess what? They get a high caliber fuck you from the salamander. There, that finger now works. Well, if it isn't, Amber Axolotl. Hi, Amber. I hope you're doing well. One moment. I hope I don't press the wrong button again. There, a little shout out for Amber Axolotl. I hope you're doing well, and if you're around, Amber, remember, here on Campfire Tales, I always welcome friends in to sit by the campfire in person and listen. But I do request, if you have to talk, remember to use the text function and try not to be, well, let's just say, all right. Let us get back to the whodunit. With this classic car on the showroom, it wasn't just Danny, but his son Donnie that was taking a smithing to it. There was only two things here at this little car lot that had Donnie's attention: the car and no lie in the finances office. That boy was a hound dog. He couldn't figure which stick shift to grab. Bah! I exist. Yes, you do. And later, after I finish streaming for the day, I will meet you at Popcorn Palace. We may talk, and we will see how you're doing, alright? I know you've been having some bad days, and I will be available if you need a friendly ear to talk to. But let us get back to the story for now. Well, it happened to be one bright and crisp morning, Danny, as he drove in the crappy-ass Cadillac he had, sporting another day's hangover and a cowlick from hell, drove right up and was flabbergasted. The front doors of his showroom were broken open, and there looked like a giant peel-out, as if someone had revved an engine, burnt out, and made tracks. And that classic car was gone. And so the police came, took statements, gathered evidence. And now comes your part, ladies and gentlemen. Or should I say, beans, beans, and everything in betweens. So, here is the question. Who stole the car? Who indeed? Well, perhaps we should start eliminating people from the equation.
Let me pick the nose.
All right. So, the first one we could probably eliminate from this is, of course, the financier herself, Lorelei. She deals with money, finances, and everything else. What would she do with a classic car like that? Aside, you know, little door, laid it down in Pasadena. Well, who else? What about Tom? It was his car. He had a deal with Danny that the car would be safe and no one would touch it. I mean, it was his pride and joy, the one he restored. A very vehicle that he would even sell to Danny Wheelin' Dealin' Danny Dilson. Meh. But, as a craftsman myself, and a builder, and a designer of many things, I take pride in everything I do. And everything I make sure it is the best. From anything I can hammer with I can forge with a hammer, to what I can cook in the kitchen. By the way, yes, Landon, I made more of the Salamander's special Christmas crack. And it is already fucking gone. My stupid little frickin' nephews ate it all. It was a triple match. Those little sons of bitches made off with it. All when I was at work. Yes, you know what? Next year, I'm using fucking whole wheat cookies. Let's see what happens when those little shits eat about 2 times their body's weight in fiber. But yes, I kid you not, instead of using crackers, I actually use a combination, depends on what version. I will either use Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and yes, especially if I add in some dehydrated apples, it almost tastes like a very off apple pie, or apple crunch, depending on what you wish. But my other version, that will probably make even the best chocoholics go crazy, is I will go to Dollar General and I buy some of that s'mores cereal. The one with the graham crackers, the little chunks of chocolate, and the tiny marshmallows. And that's what I use to make the Christmas crack too. And that version usually disappears faster than the pants of a politician. But who knows? I've already given out my Christmas stockings for this year. I just have to wrap my dad and my brother's presents. They're just getting a pair of slippers. My dad's old, his feet hurts. He gets a pair of moccasins, nice comfy. My shithead little brother, I just need to pick up one more gift from him, or a gag gift that I'm going to hide in his slippers, and I guarantee when he finds it, he's going to be pissed. Because he's a pain in the ass some days. Besides the slippers, I'm going to hide the tuber preparation H. Ha! Let's see how much of a pain in the ass wants to be when he's got that. Alright, back to the story. The car was gone. There was disarray in the showroom, and once again, we've ruled out Lorelei as a possible suspect. As for Tom, why would he want to steal something he built? He was more or less worried about it being stolen. What about the other mechanic, Jim? The one just under Tom. I don't think so. He helped Tom build that. He helped Tom repair and make this car into new. And as a craftsman himself, he knew how special this car was. My sass has a boner. Great. Apparently, my sash has clatters on it and occasionally goes... Shit. Don't pay attention to it, don't pay attention to it, I'm paying attention to it, god damn it. Alright. Apparently, I used too much starch in my sash. Now, Jim was also eliminated. So that leaves two people, Danny and Donnie. Now, before we make the final deliberation, perhaps to make sure we have the right culprit, we'll go over the evidence that was found. First, a half-used tin of hair gel. Very oily, very sticky. This is not looking good, but like father, like son, both used hair gel. There are some footprints. Although, trying to figure out whose foot size was that is very impossible. They're a little bit smudged. Oh my. Hey! There was also a classic car magazine with a picture of a car that was just like the one in the showroom. And apparently said it was worth a lot. Well, it's definitely motive and definitely whatever the thief had to go by. Now, one last bit. A bit of fabric. Fabric. But this wasn't cheap fabric. It was a type of silk. Silk at a car dealership. Now, with all of you out there watching and listening, I would very much like to ask you, Who do you think stole the car? With all the available evidence and us eliminating the other three suspects, who stole it? Please take now your guesses and put them in chat. And I would very much like for you to tell me who. And we'll see if you're right. And while you're doing that, I'm going to find my drink. It is cold outside. Yes, apparently I picked up the kusune, shook her too hard, and I've got freezing rain outside. Ho, 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 ho. I wanted fluffy snow. I didn't want a friggin' hill. All right. Although I know this much, when I do get a chance, I will need to stock up on supplies so I can make... Yes, it's going to get cold. Yes, it's a stupid drink. It's an old wives' tale one. But let's face it. A hot toddy is awesome. It's tea. It's honey. It's lemon. It's whiskey. And damn, does it make me feel better after a long day. The only way it could make me feel even better if I still had some of that, specialty from New Mexico. Because I already ate all the damn brownies. Fuck. And, and by the way, Landon, you were right. Indica, energy, sativa, knocks my ass out. Holy moly, that was that good stuff. All right, folks, let me grab a drink. And let us finish with the first whodunit of the evening. And no, this isn't... All right. We know the car was where. Danny and Donnie both coveted. But with the clues, we know whoever did it used a very type of cheap and sleek hair gel. Although there were footprints left behind, they were a little bit unmistakable or unreadable. There was a car mag that definitely gave motive because it revealed how much this car was worth. But the deciding factor, a piece of silk cloth left behind. Do you remember at the start of the story how I described Wheelin' Dealin' Danny Dealson? He was a cheap son of a bitch. His suit was cheaper than his toupee. Would someone so cheap wear a silk shirt? I think not. He's more concerned about keeping money than spending it. So that must mean, without a doubt, Donnie stole the car. And with that, the first whodunit of the evening is over.
Hello.
Un momento, folks.
Oh, okay. I'll leave you be. Makes sense. You too. Okay.
Sorry about that, folks. Apparently, we had an volley swing by and drop off a package. And he stole my chicken nuggies. Shit. Oh well. Even out here at the ass edge of the universe. Let me go see how much it's cost. Holy shit! DoorDash for extraterrestrial advice or addresses. Hey Landon, remember how expensive stream treats were on your end? Extraterrestrial charge. Just added 2 more zeros. Holy crap! And all I wanted was a burger. Phew. 5 guys just became 5,000 guys. Wowzers. Well, back to that. Alright. But the first whodunit is done, and all else is done, and this little sash is pissing me off. There. I'll just go with the regular. I just realized I figured out why I'm cockeyed. My butt tracker is not working. Ah, there. Well, I'm still. Oh. Sometimes I wish I could figure out. Don't worry, no, folks. I'm not belly dancing. I'm trying to fix my tracker. Although, dun 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 dun. All right, tap tap. Come over here, go back to slime, hit full reset, stand like pose. Ah. A little better. Not by much, but it works. Oh well. Well, that at least straightened my upper torso out. It would be so nice that, aside from tracking not being able to, or trackers, at least being able to not have drift in them. I've just got to figure out, apparently it's a new update for my slime track. These trackers I have also have anti-drift. I have yet to update it yet. I need to sit down and do that. But as I said, the first whodunit is over of the evening, and let's take a quick 10-minute spin down and ask everyone and see how you are doing. I know Landon is in chat. I know Amber is in chat. I know Bib Bob Wiggabadong is in chat. And Mr. Shats My Pants. Oh, I really hope his name isn't Shats My Pants. I like my pants. They're clean. Sounds like a Robin Williams Robin's Williams joke. Poor me, poor me. Oh, who done Where is that son of a bitch who shat in my pants? Oh well. All right. For the second whodunit of the evening, it won't be as a hard one, or maybe it will. If I could just get my trackers to work. Wait. One moment. I got to put my hands down, put my right hand down, put my left hand down. I grab my ass and I shake it all that out. You know, I just realized what I'm doing can easily be made into a clip. And I'm going to regret it, aren't I? Did I just said that? Hey, look, Tinky Boy is doing the hokey pokey. Oh, I put my left ass out, I put my left ass in, I pull my armored ass out, and I shake it all about. Oh, I do the hokey pokey, and I shake my butt around. That's what we do about. All right. Finally, I'm a little bit, but better than it was before. All right. This next one, I am afraid this next story will cause Landon to scream and go, "Oh dear God, no!" Oh, sorry, Landon, but this one's definitely going to strike one of your fears. A lot of them. This next story is called Kindergarten Caper. Yes, it deals with children. And I just kicked off one of my trackers. Oh, my economics. Well, I know this much. As much as I like my somatic trackers, the straps need a little work. By work, I mean something to help hold the damn things in place. And maybe some better adhesives on the straps so they don't all peel off at once. Alright, back to dun, 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 Kindergarten Caper. But touch this button, push this button, you come with me. Now we're going to leave the nice cabin and we're going to go outside in the spooky. I don't see anything over there. I don't see anything over there. Let us go to the spooky. I'm spooky, spooky, spooky. Into water. Oh. Oh. I'm in the creek. What do you know? I'm about knee deep in shit creek. And back up into land. Alrighty then. Back up to the big campfire. Wow, I am buggered. Wait, did I get one of my straps bent? Oh well. Oh, it looks like a bean has joined me at the campfire. And every time I try to straighten my ass, it breaks. You know, Landon, I really hope you don't have this much trouble with your trackers. One moment, I'm like, okay, everything's great, it works, it works. It broke. It's like Julian break. It broke. Alright. Oops, let me refresh that and make the work. I make the button work, I make everything else. Alrighty then. You know? As many as these big trees, you think there'd be an owl around here. Ho ho! Ho ho! Or hoot hoot, hoot hoot. No, no owls. What type of forest has no owls in it? Next thing I know, I'm gonna get smacked in the face by a confused little pygmy owl or something. But for the second whodunit of the evening, we're off to kindergarten. Oh, there's always one kid eating those dang paints and paste. Well, for this one, we're going to stick with the standard 5. 5 people who could possibly have done the deed. Alright. First is the teacher. Mrs. Kruger. I only gonna remember this because one of my old teachers, her name was Kruger. And she... Needless to say, I swear sometimes that was not just coffee in her cup. Second, Amelia. The kid in the front of the room, always being smart and trying to prove she's better than everyone else. the mischievous clown of the... Fine. The mischievous clown, Clyde. Clyde likes to make funnies. He gets bored easily and starts causing mayhem. And of course, everyone's favorite one, the goth kid of the class, Barney. Barney is quiet, he's collected, he reads poetry, and he likes to be left alone. But heck, in kindergarten, who could read poetry? This kid's smarter than he looks. And finally, last but not least, Bubba. Why is the last one naming Bubba? Because I have my little brother, his nickname is Bubba. And no, it is not that type of Bubba. He still has all of his teeth. Although some of his days I swear his sanity is not there. The boy might not be exactly all there some days. Well, inside the classroom, on Mrs. Kruger's desk, was a big old jar of jelly beans. If, during a test, you scored 10 correct answers, you would receive 10 jelly beans as a prize. If you scored anything other than that, you did not. While it might have been silly, believe it or not, most of the children, I actually do mean most, would always score above 10. Surprising enough, the Clyde and Bubba, sometimes, yes, they might only score 9, but guaranteed on the next test they did hit 10. As for Barnaby, or Barney, he did the class, he did the assignments, he left himself alone. As for Little Miss Perfect, well, she always managed to get every score correct. Even the ones on pages that were badly smudged from the printer. Now, one day before class, Miss Kruger came in to check on her classroom and make sure everything's all right. And my, she was shocked and aghast. The entire jar of jelly beans was gone. And this was no small little thing. It was like a gallon pickle jar filled with jelly beans. So, she rounded up the normal suspects. Clyde, Barney, Bubba. And the girl's name I've already forgotten. Shit. Clara, I hope. I really, really need to have a prompt for this. I wrote it down and I completely forgot it. Oh well, at least my stories will be interesting. Why is it these complicated first names? Armored head. Very empty. Well, as Clara stated, I couldn't have done it. I always get perfect scores. It was one of those two others, or three. Barney didn't really much care. He just told her, I read the book, I filled out the paper, that was it. Bubba, hey, I'll go ahead. When I go home and have to take care of chores, I read my books. Sometimes I forget, but sometimes I don't. And finally, Clyde, the clown. Well, wouldn't I be a little jelly if someone did that? Wouldn't you be a little jelly if I stole your beans? Well, apparently Clyde thinks he's self a comedian. Or at least one that doesn't have a crappy sense of humor? Alright, now. Let's start removing suspects. Strange enough. We know it wasn't Mrs. Kruger. It's a classroom. Why would she want to stake the jelly beans? Those are for the good kids. Those are supposed to be treats for the children who do good on their class, for their scores. This tracker is going to kill me. I think I need to find either, probably set a few bucks away and get a replacement belt, because it feels like all of the grippies on this one is gone. Well, that worked a lot better. But, what about Clara? She might be one. But first, let's check with dear old Bubba. Yeah, I don't want no jelly beans. I always give them to Claude. They make my teeth hurt. Well, apparently, old Bubba doesn't eat jelly beans because his teeth are sensitive. What about Clyde? Rewards for mundane things are just mundane. I think that boy's gonna be on either a bestsellers list or antidepressants. Well, now what about the evidence? The door wasn't broken, so this had to happen during class. But no one... Sorry, I just had a hairball run down my throat. I do not know how you can speak for multiple hours without coughing. Perhaps I should figure out and fill out all of that paperwork. It might be nice to have someone say, "Hey, hydrate." Okay, that might help me remember. All right. Now, Bubba doesn't eat them because of his teeth, so he's eliminated. So is Mrs. Kruger. So that leads Barney, Clyde, and Clara. The evidence was found as this. The room was not broken into. There were no marks, no forces, no nothing else. Although, a book was found that wasn't supposed to be there. Unicorn Poems. Oh boy. This doesn't look good for Barney. But would he really read poems about unicorns? I mean, pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Pink. No, that wouldn't be him. Let me see here. Or, wait, is it because it's cockeyed? No, it's turned right. 1 second. Well, that was worth a clip. Why does that keep pausing? I don't know. Bad Twitch, bad. How am I supposed to find bots if you keep pausing? But no. Clyde would not be the one who reads meandry poetry. But about unicorns? I mean, come on, I know friendship is magic, but twitchy twitch. Alright, so Clyde eliminated the clown. Oh, sorry. Barney eliminated. We're down to our last two subjects. And one final piece of clue. A walled up test score that was extremely sticky. As in sticky as someone who was eating... Sorry. A walled up piece of paper that had test scores on it. Or answers, like you would find it in a teacher's book. Except it was all sticky, like someone was eating something very sticky and sticking to their hands and to the page. So much so when they tried to turn a page, it stuck to the hand. Strange. All right, everyone. You've had your clues. You've got your two suspects. You've got your... Oh, come on, left hand. I really need to plug these in and let them calibrate and update one day. All right. You've got your two suspects. Now, who did it? Clara or Clyde? The clown or Little Miss Perfect? Deliberate now. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right, that is right where it's supposed to be. I just realized I forgot one crucial part of this equation. I have been homing out my slime trackers. One moment. My first T-pose for dominance. There! Now I'm straight and narrow. Or at least ready to rock and roll. I wonder how many getting to do the whole T-pose for dominance was fun. It's like, take off. All right, folks. Back to the final story. Back to whodunit. Now, please put in chat, who do you think stole all the jelly beans off Mrs. Kruger's desk? Was it Clyde, the class clown, or Clara, Little Miss Perfect, I do nothing wrong? Please enter it now. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Funny. Remembered at the start of the story? Remember how I would say, Clara always got 100%. Always got a perfect score. Even on the ones that were badly smudged from the printer. Smudged? Or how could she read them? Or how could she have known what the answer was when the question itself was completely illegible? So, we know now Clara stole the jelly beans. And that is our last whodunit story of the night. I do like making these up, and I do like asking you them. Questions and stories like these are not just silly things, but they force your mind to think outside of the box, to think what could possibly be the solution out of everything. Because, like a problem, there is an answer. You might not take the same path to get there as the guy next to you, or the girl over there, or her Waylon, Dalen, Danny Dilson. But there is always a path to a solution. Hell, it might be multiple ways, but always a correct answer. And sometimes invention is the necessity, or his mother is. Necessity is the invention. Necessity is the mother of invention. If you don't have something and you need it, sometimes inventing it, creating it, crafting it, making something from nothing will always prove unique, especially with stories. Taking something out of the beauty of the ether and thinking about it, visualizing it, creating the world in a dream in your mind, and then bring it forward. That is why I love stories. That is why I love sharing with you. Because sometimes, yes, stories can teach, can entertain, can bring yourself a little bit of peace and a little knowledge, but guaranteed, they'll train your mind strong. All right. With that, believe it or not, we're already at an hour. And I just stepped on something sharp. It was a piece of plastic. Ow, 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 ow. Note to self, if you are a hobbyist, make sure you clean your workshop. If you are a tinkerer, pick up all your nuts and bolts. If you are a nut job like me, always make sure that sharp and pointy things are on the other work desk. That's fair. I need a proper workshop. Down here, all the tinkering. Up here, a fully stocked kitchen so I can create crazy, crazy things. Alrighty then. Now with that done, we can begin with our true first story of the evening. One I hope you will all enjoy. But first, I am going to sit my big armored ass down because I have been at work all day. My feet hurt, my back is tired, and yes, even a 400-year-old salamander who's traveled the cosmos and places you've never imagined. Also would like to sit down, relax, and... Oh, wait, I just realized. Bring camera down. Bring view line down. Camera stuck to hand. Nope. And would always like to... Oh, fuck. Part of my language. Oh. Put my feet up like this. Fix my legs. Oh. Slime this. Reset the yaw. Oops. Alright. Back to Twitch. Bring it over there. Move the cable away from my canteen. Bring this over there. Grab the camera, bring it closer. Put it back to drive. Alright. Now, for the first real story tonight is something I've always found interesting, especially about people. Not just where they've come from, where they've been, or where their life has taken them. But to find out, everyone has something hidden about themselves. Something that they keep secret, but don't share, not out of shame or sadness, but it is part of their past, a mystery of who they are, part of themselves that they have not told anyone about because, well, I love how the fact I'm kicking my feet. They never thought the time would be right to reveal it. And this one is for this one individual. The story is Some Grandpa. Away out west, on a bit of a road trip for the family, the Alberdine family, as they were traveling out to one of the great national parks, a young boy was sitting next to his grandfather. As everyone called him, Grandpa Ernest. Ernest was a man of few words, eyes always looking out to the horizon, this wispy blue look in them. He always never seemed to be paying attention to anything except his eyes pointed over the horizon, as if he was looking for something that was never there. And the little boy that always sat next to him and always loved his stories, Timothy, always enjoyed them, to hear them, to speak to them. And once again, this window crashed, you bastard. All right. Oh, come on. Work, you little bastard. I've got to head to bed. I am a very EP and have a good night, Axe. All right, Landon. I will see you tomorrow at the cafe. Or I might raid in and steal some more cookies. You won't believe what Donk and Bunk would do over a pack of vanilla wafers. They almost told me where all the goodies are hidden. But once again, Landon, take care, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for the stream. Once again, good night, God bless, and whatever you wish, and have a blessed dream. And I hope tonight's stories helped you get to rest and helped you fall asleep. But mostly, I hope these stories, when it is time for you to finally lay your head back, to dream, to rest, they give you dreams of wonderful things. And always here at Campfire Tales, everyone is welcome to come and visit near the fire. No one is sent away. We only send away very few individuals because they are not very nice, or they are not, well, they try to make others feel like they are not important. I've only had to ban one individual so far from this stream, and I hope to not do it again. But good night, Landon. All right, back to the story. Timothy always looked up to his grandpa. Would always love hearing his stories when he was younger, and other ones he would hear. Well, as the Alberdines traveled out east, into one of the great forests like this one here. They were laughing and carrying on, and they went up to one of the oldest fire departments that help serve the national forests. One of the lookouts, a place where they would take off in planes and go to fight fires in the forests. A place for those crazy enough to jump out of a perfectly good aircraft called hell jumpers. Oh boy. Well, wouldn't you know it? When they got there, they were going about the tour and seeing all the new things, all the shiny things, all the old things in displays. They were walking along, and Timothy saw something in a picture and stopped. He went over, reached, tugged on his grandfather's shirt cuff, and said, Grandpa, there's a picture over there. It has a man that looks just like you. And his grandpa looked down at him with the same sad eyes, same faded blue eyes that he's had for years, then looked over at the wall. He seemed to straighten himself up a little straighter as he walked. The strange, sad, tired gait he had seemed to disappear. And instead, as he walked, he seemed to have purpose, as if years and years of his life had been given back to him, and now he walked like a young man with purpose. And sure enough, on the wall was a picture of him when he was only in his 20s, standing next to 14 other individuals. The 14th Hell Jumper crew. Oh, my. One by one, each of the family that were paying attention seemed to look over at the grandfather and Timothy and wondering what is going on. I'm going to close that window because it keeps flickering and it pisses me off. Well, then all of a sudden, they slowly trickled over to see what Timothy and the grandfather was looking at. And one by one, they turned to look up at the picture. And sure enough, there he was. The Obedin family all looked to their aging patriarch and asked, why are you in this photo? You never told us you did something like this. You never told us you did things like jump out of airplanes to fight fires. We thought you worked in a carpet factory. We thought you had a mundane job that you would leave and go to work every day and come back late in the evening. You never told us about any of this. And from across the room, there was an old gruff voice. The region's old fire marshal. That scared the bejesus out of me. Thanks, Steam, telling me, congratulations, winter sale is on. Well, as they continued on, the old fire marshal walked over and stared at him. Stared at the old grandfather. His gruff and old demeanor, his weathered face, his gray beard, his salt and pepper hair, staring at his old man. And then his demeanor softened. A smile slowly set across his face and said, "Well, it has been a long time, hasn't it, Scorch?" And all of the family looked at the fire marshal and the grandfather, wondering what is going on. The grandson chuckling is like, "Grandpa, why did he call you Scorch?" And the grandfather just staring back at the old friend he had forgotten about. The old friend that was from a lifetime ago. And then he turned to his family and said, "In another life, another time, another place, there was a young man who came to these forests because he didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. He didn't know what he wanted to become. So he came to the woods to search for that. And eventually, he became a firefighter with his group. He wanted to protect the forest from those who were too silly to remember to do the basic things. Too silly to forget that you are supposed to take care of one another, take care of the forest itself, and take care of each other." Well, he looked at the old fire marshal and said, It appears I have a bit of a story to tell." And the fire marshal nodded his head and said, "It should do, Scorch. Take him on into the mess hall. I'll be in a minute. Just gotta grab some cider from the fridge. This is gonna be a story for the ages." Well, the Arbordine family packed into the canteen at the old fire station. And soon, the old grandfather sat at the head of the table, cleared his throat so his children, his grandchildren, the rest could hear. Nearly 50 years ago, when I was only but 20, I became a firefighter here. I was lost. I didn't know where to go or what to do. I had spent my days trying to remember what I was supposed to be doing with my life. You see, I had forgotten myself. All right, Amber, you have a good night. I'll finish up here, finish up with the stories, maybe a few yaks, see how the beans are doing, and then I'll shut down and join you somewhere else. I'll see you at Popcorn. Good night." He told them how his life had kind of lost its way. He decided to begin again by going out in the middle of nowhere and trying a different life, a better life. The only thing he had to do was fight fires, come home, and sleep. But you know, fate is funny. Fate is very funny. Fate always has plans for us. And he said how he eventually was put into the Hell Jumper crew. And his first jump into the furnace of a forest fire made him fear for his very life. Hell, he was wondering if he was jumping into the clutches of hell itself. And he explained how over what appeared to be an impossibly long career, even though it was only maybe 5 or 6, led him to have the most harrowing and craziest parts of his life. How he had jumped out of a plane right before a sudden wind gust happened, changing the direction of the fire, so instead of being pushed away from him, it was pushing right towards him. Or how there was a sudden updraft of fire and smoke and soot that flew up, completely stalled out the plane's engines, and they were forced to make an emergency landing by skimming the plane across a surface of an old lake and beaching her on the other side. But the scariest thing of all, he said, it wasn't the fear of going out and dying. It was the fear that he had thrown away something good in his life. No one would, he thought that back then, if I died tomorrow, no one would remember me or care. No one would remember what my name was. But sure enough, time after time after time, he was called forth. And time after time, he turned it down and returned with the other jumpers. Well, one particular day, at one particularly nasty fire, he got cornered, forced to deploy his emergency shelter with his chainsaw and everything else in his equipment. If I remember correct, he said, one of my friends came along, jabbed my water pack, forcing it to spray out all over me myself, dampening this emergency shelter before taking care of the others. And when the fire said moved away from him and he could check, a good chunk of his hair was badly melted. The other it's so funny what fires can take from you. Before the last picture could be shown, Timothy took the little bird, put it somewhere, dunked it in some water to erase its message. I said, no, that wasn't very nice. Oh, fuck. Or did I just get tired and I went into the wrong story? I think that's what's happened. God damn it. Alright, back on track. It turned out the grandfather had made multiple jumps. Over that time period, it wasn't a fire he didn't jump into. But there's a saying. You can only jump into hell so many times before you get burned. And it turned out one really bad fire had come. A fire that surrounded his entire crew. He was at a lower elevation than them, but the fire was still coming. The fire was still eating a lot of wood, and the fire was meaning to take him out, along with his friends. Then something crazy happened. A young girl in what appeared to be some sort of water truck appeared. She quickly dumped the load of water by turning on all of the hydraulic pumps, forcing it out, and wetting down an entire square, a gigantic circle around them. But sadly, they knew if the forest fire was coming, this would only delay it. So, but as he chuckled and staring at the old photos, he finally looked down and said, all of these names, all of these tags you see here on the wall, they were my friends. All of which never came home. He told of the last fire he was in, the one that made him step away from firefighting. The one that scarred him and where he couldn't go into it anymore because he was too afraid to continue. The one where only 4 of the 15 crew survived. And after the story is finished, the family stared at the old patriarch, realizing this man had been through hell. And of course he had. And in the end, we don't know everyone. You can never judge a book by its cover, as the story goes. And also as it goes, you can never judge a person until you talk with them. Because, as it turns out, would you believe the craziness that one man could cause? Or what hell someone had gone through in their life? What mischief or what chaos could be befalling? And with that, we have about 30 minutes till the end of stream. For this next bit, I'm just going to sit here and yak with all of you. I hope you're all doing well, and so far the stream has been a little bit entertaining. But for the last bit, I'm going to go to a world that is a bit of a favorite. You've been there. Well, that was a belch that did not want to come down. Wow. We're going back to Inuyasha's world, because I feel like driving a car. I want to drive my car, ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. Ba-ba-ba-da, pop. Oh, right. Might want to close this instance. And social, worlds, Inuyasha's world, new instance, group, rally, group only, because I do not want anyone joining in. And join. See you there. Oh no, it's all dark out here. Me. Whee! Hey, who turned out the lights? Whee! Oh, it seems you've all made it through the translation, and that stupid thing get up my screen. Well, we're back at Inuyasha's world. Ooh, wow. Burby has done an excellent job on the night sky here. If anyone's curious, this is the Valley Home world made by Inuyasha 86,000. And I am just going to start driving around and do some city sit. Maybe drive around and flip a car. Who knows? Look, be a lady tonight. Look, be a lady tonight. Alright. I'm in the car. I'm in my car. I feel safe as of all. Don't you know I'm in my car? For a little drive. You know, I'm still always amazed what Inuyasha's managed to pull off. Especially here in this little world of his. There's always two sayings. He's always trying to do better. This is quite fun. Driving. This is the way I drive. I downshift like this and go around the curve. Nice and relaxing drive. No one around. No one to tell me what to do. Except drive faster. Apparently, Inu hasn't fixed his driving on these cars yet. Apparently, if you take a curve too fast, you spin the fuck out. Alright, so far so good. We're moving along, we're doing our thing, we're swerving. No, we're not swerving. We're going to take our left. Alright. Wait, was that a bump back there? Oh, shit. One nice thing about this car, really good brakes. Here I am, on the road again. Don't tell my wife, 'cause I'm not coming home. Here I go. I'm gonna do something stupid. And I hope I don't crank the car. Did you know his world, he recently had an upgrade? It's called the Highway to Nowhere. I don't know why he did it, but apparently he does. It's quite nice. It's like you're taking a nice, gentle drive in the middle of nowhere. It's quite nice, just driving out here, doing nothing, putting all of the city behind you, and like you're going out of the country for a bit of a picnic. Of course, the city behind us kind of disappeared. should be further enough out. We're going to come back around. Stop. I think you really need to work on those brakes just a little bit. Alright. Amber, if you are still there, Amber, if you're still there in chat, could you give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown? Very please. Oh, well, let's go to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, let's hope I can keep the car on the road at least. I feel like driving. Radar love in the plan. Dun, 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 dun. My ass is going airborne. Well, I landed it, but I think I broke something. Alright. Oh, yep, I got to check engine light. Oh boy. Well, this is gonna have to be taken back to the shop. Alright. Alright, let's keep a driving. Keep a driving. Oh boy. There should be a road right here. This car's a little fucked up. Yes, in this world, you can actually blow the vehicles up, sadly. Kind of like it is the cosmic... Oh, did you pay attention? Did you realize? Oh, nope, your car just got blown up and you're still in it. But it's kind of funny, though. Sometimes since the shooting gallery of this world, apparently it's on the same lane spec as the... Oh, let's go get in the studios. As unfortunately the rest of this. Alright. Well, come on. You can make it in here. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Ah! I made it back without fully blowing up the car. Although, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping you would. Well, let's leave that back there, and no one will be under the visor that I may have cranked one of his cars. Inu, if you're watching, it wasn't me. It was a squirrel. All right. Make sure to turn down the music in here so I... Oh, speaking of which, it might be helpful. I turn that all the way down. That way, I don't get a copyright claim. Especially since I'm just going to zip around in here and do some silly things. Ah. It's very cool that he's got all these little games and doodads and have funs. And I really do wish a few of my friends would come in occasionally and maybe, you know what, perhaps Saturday, when I'm rested and I don't have to worry about work, I might, plan a bit of a silliness. Maybe, aside from doing some stories, but save the stories for after everything is done. And just run around, have fun, and maybe a game day. A time of having fun with friends, enjoying yourself, I'm being a real little goober. You know what is really funny? I was actually expecting a friend to come in. Or another viewer. What was it? Something ghost? Solid ghost or something? What is that bean's name? I forget what his name is. Oh well. Perhaps he fell asleep. Alright. We are about 1 hour and 45 minutes. Fuck it. Alright, put that one over there. Set the contest. Do that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Or gentle beans, to whoever you are. We are going to be raiding out now. Because I am tired. It is that time of night. And, well, although Saturday, I will make sure I'm rested, ready to stream, and I do a little early. So this way, I can have fun, I can be a dork, and most importantly, I can have, well, I can maybe have a few friends on to go do a game at night. Go play some zombies, do something else. Then afterwards, we end up in a nice little chill world, and I tell some stories for them. If they would like to. Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But until next time. I am Exelius. This is Campfire Tales. And I thank you for coming. Now, we need to find some place to send you. And I only see one little bean that is currently streaming. And I know who to raid. Alright. /raid. Corgi. Alright, everybody. It is time for us to go. I hope you all have a nice night. As always, here's the outro. From me to you to everyone else. I hope you have a wonderful night. A fun time. A bit of relaxation. But most of all, I hope to see you and hear another day. If you enjoyed this time here at Campfire Tales, please look into other Cookie Tin productions, such as Ujabu, The Wonderful Cookiekin, Task Program, Kojin, Inuyasha 86,000, and Kara's Cake. I'm sure there'll be more there out there, and soon coming. Well, everyone, I've had fun, and I hope you've had fun too. Until next time, bye-bye.